What if I told you there was a way to protect your gouache painting without risking its complete and utter ruin? Most of the time that we decide to apply a protective coat to our gouache, it comes in the form of a liquid. You know, the state that reactivates the gouache and makes it run everywhere and ruining the hours and hours of hard work that you put into making the most beautiful and precious painting you've ever made. Yeah, not the best. Sometimes you can use a spray, but despite that being a better option, it's still not without risk. What we need to start talking about then is wax. Didn't see that one coming, did you? But okay, it doesn't reactivate anything, which when it comes to something like watercolor or gouache is a complete miracle. The minute that it's applied, the protection starts. Protection even against itself. Today I'm using Dorlands Wax Medium, and there are a few steps to this, which ultimately there is a few more steps than I was expecting there to be. By the way, if you're playing along at home, then you really need to remember the golden rule of sealants, varnishes, and protective layers, which is, please try it out on a painting that you don't mind losing. You don't want to learn the hard way, right? That this doesn't work the way that you think it does, or doesn't look the way that you want it to look. You want to know that, and then start working this on to the paintings that you actually want to be protecting. So step number 1, apply the wax. So you can use your hand, or a glove, or a spatula, or your elbow, really anything you want, so long as you're making sure that you don't leave any spots unwaxed. Step number 2, wait for 24 hours. All right, you go ahead, I'll take first shift. Step number 3, buff your painting. Oh wait, what was that? Buff your, okay, no, that makes more sense, yeah. Let's buff the painting. To do this, you're gonna need some kind of soft fabric, something soft that you can just buff a painting with for a while. Here, one like this. Okay, there we go. So let's talk about what happens. Because despite the fact that this is pretty much the safest option for adding a protective layer to your gouache, there are some changes to the painting that we need to address. And so this isn't an inherently good or necessarily bad thing, it just is, but the darks return to the state that they were in when we painted this while it was wet, before it dried. And so it looks and feels kind of a little bit more like an oil painting, which may be exactly what you're looking for. And if that's exactly what you're looking for, then this is exactly what you're looking for. That's fantastic. So I feel like there are some of my paintings that this is just absolutely perfect for. And I feel like there are some of my paintings that this is not gonna be the best option. So some of the more like anime background kind of things, or some of the paintings where really it's the matte quality of the painting that pulls it together, it's gonna fall apart when I start to do something like this. And if you guys have any suggestions for a wax medium that is more matte than this, that we could apply to some of our gouache paintings that we want to remain basically how they are, please put it down in the comments below. I'd love to see. All right, so in the end, it all comes down to your intention. What do you want to get out of your paintings? And that starts from the very beginning of your painting process. What is it that draws you to the painting? And what is it that you want to feel out of it at the very end of it? And it comes all the way to this point. Are you gonna add a protective layer? And if you do, what do you want it to look like and feel like? And if you want to talk more about this kind of beginning to end process, check out this video here on painting with gouache, where we really start from the beginning and talk about how that changes the way that you might want to apply the medium. And if you want to dive even further, I have a gouache course that you can take at your own pace, or join me in one of our live runs. It's eight sessions of really diving into what does it mean to paint with gouache and how can we really get into the nitty-gritty of the medium. Gouache is a really versatile medium and I absolutely love it.